All right. Divine and royal greetings, family. I am Shayola Benta, aka Shayola the Artisan, and this is day 2 of our 21-day Veg Camp. So we're just going to go over Tuesday's menu, which is our emerald green salad. So we're going to get started by just recapping what the top of the rise would look like. So 7 a.m., of course, we have our water. Does anyone need to go over this? I won't go over it if it's no need.
I'm good.
Okay. Coming on in, come on in. So did you say you had it? I'll go over it just because I poured the water. Okay. So we know that we take our water with our 10 to 12 drops of kyolic along with the lime, half a lime squeezed in. That's our first thing. If we don't have any of the liquid kyolic or capsule or what have you, we can also use our garlic clove. Just mince it up nice and fine. How do you do that? With a knife. Or you can just put the water, the lime, and the garlic clove in a blender, blend it up, drink it. Good? Great. So the next order of business is the orange juice, which is our, no, I'm skipping. That goes to show you how much I'm ready to make that one. Okay. So what's super awesome about dandelion, stepping off camera for a moment, is that you can get it in different forms. So I was able to get mine in a dry form, right? So you could either do what we did yesterday with the burdock, which is to fill your infuser, and I'll go ahead and do mine now so I don't have to worry about it later. So you'll fill your infuser and you can make enough for 2 cups if you like.
Shayola.
Yes, darling. Welcome.
Hi. I cannot stand the taste of dandelion.
Okay.
Is that one like something specific? Like I've tried it before. I've tried it more than once. And it's just something about that taste. I don't know what it is. I really don't. Like if I have to, I'll suck it up because I don't have to do it too many times. But if I can substitute another one for that,
Have you?
I'm sorry.
Have you had it in the produce in the leaf form as well, and that's still a no-go?
No, I haven't had it in. I haven't had it like you have it like that. I've had it in the the yogi dandelion. It's the what is it? It's the detox one by Yogi. That's the dandelion.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah.
Well, this will have a nutty flavor. The reason why dandelion is important is because it detoxifies the liver. So if there was anything in your mind, if there's no allergy, right, where you can say, okay, we're going to have this conversation because we need this for the liver.
Okay.
Right. So everybody has to.
I said if it's important and I have to do it, I'm gonna suck it up. I just wanted to find out. I was gonna try. Okay.
And give thanks. But I definitely heard you say in the beginning you would definitely go and try. So great for you. So yes, if it's a matter of like if you have greetings. If you have an allergy, that's fine. That's something totally different. So the other aspect to the dandelion is you can buy it in leaf form. If you get it in leaf form, you can boil your water, drop the leaves in there, let it steep, drink it as a tea, or you can chop it up real fine and put it on a salad. Right?
Okay. So in the leaf form, you
mhm.
talking about like the dandelion greens that's in the being the produce section, or they have them dried? Those? Okay.
It's usually in the produce section. Mhm.
Okay. Okay. All right.
So I would say the finest chop you can give, the better off it will be, because it's a bitter, right? So it's not this obviously the sweetest tasting thing, but you got options. You got options. Okay. So now we're going to move on to the 8 o'clock, which is the asparagus tonic juice. So what I love about this one is that it's so creamy, right? So we'll run that through. Well,
right.
We'll run it. Let's run it real quick. Okay. So it's like I need an assistant. Oh, that light looks better. I feel like I could see. Okay. Un momento. So how's everyone feeling?
Feeling good.
Great, I hope. Yay.
I'm feeling great.
I know that's right. All right. So I have my asparagus here. I'm not going to juice all of it. I'm going to leave some behind for the rest of the recipes, or recipe rather, which is the salad. But I am going to rinse off some of them. And they've just been soaking in a pinch of salt. You can use lemon or lime, ACV, whatever you like. So with the juice, if you're going to use the pulp for something else, I would say go ahead and peel it. If you're not going to use the pulp for anything in particular, other than like a broth, you don't have to. But what I would like to do is get the cup for the juicer. All right, so we got it here. Gonna turn this on. Oh, one more thing I should have done. I'm gonna put this down, and I'm going to peel this lime. So I just cut it in half, like so, and I'm just gonna skin it. I know you can't see me, but I'll show you what it looks like at the end so you can get an idea. But I just face it downward and just shave it. Now you can leave the rind on. Even though I know the nutrients are clearly in the rind, I don't love the taste. It's a little too twangy for me, but if you can handle it, you know, do your thing. Okay, turning on. All right. So we're gonna unplug and move so that we can see the consistency. Right. So again, for those of you just joining us, welcome. Come on in. Come on in.
Hello.
Okay. Hi. Come on in. Come on in. So we are just at the 8:30, the 8 o'clock intake, which is our asparagus tonic. So we just juiced some asparagus, ginger, and lime, and hopefully you can see this consistency, but it's nice and creamy. Right, so the asparagus is great because that's great for the bones. That's great for the intestines, the digestional tract. The lime is considered, let's say, our air element because that helps to open up the airway by way of breaking up mucus. The ginger is our fire element, another way to bust through mucus. So this is what you would have for your 8 o'clock. Now you can use, I use about 3/4 bunch of asparagus. And this is about 6 ounces. So if you wanted to add a little water to it, you could to make it 8 to 16 ounces is what we would typically aim for. So I'm just going to move this out of the way. So we have one of those done. And then the next order of business is going to be our orange juice, which I love. I love, love, love fresh orange juice. So what you saw earlier was not me actually cutting the lime, but basically this is what I would do. You can cut it any way you like, but this is what I find easiest for me, half, and then I just shave downward. The peels you can use later on as a broth for other tonics, and add cinnamon and pomegranates. I'm going to actually save these. I use these for my yoni steams. Here again, the citrus helps to break through, if you will, mucus. So I've been saving them all day. I'll use them for different things. If you or someone you know has menstrual cramping, you can boil the lemon peels. You can boil pomegranate peels, and that will help to relieve the pressure. I shouldn't have done all that. All right, so then I will do one more orange. Here again, just downward. You can also use the peels for fire cider. Is anyone familiar with fire cider? Well, it's a great tonic for maintaining immunity. I'm gonna do the lime. And a great mucus buster. I actually make those too, but so much we can do. All right. So you can do, I'm doing a bag of oranges to about 1 lime. You could do a lime and a half depending on how much zest you would like. So what I'm going to do is just show you real quick how that looks, because I've already cut the oranges. Okay, so, and I have them, you can either soak them prior to, or you can just put some salt on it to help dry them out, clean them out, and all that jazz. So bringing back over the juicer. And the oranges that we have already cut to save on time. So of course your vitamin C, your immune boosting, and all that jazz. Okay, so I'm coming back, plugging it back in. Does anyone have any questions?
I don't, I'm good.
No questions? Okay. All right. So what I'm gonna do is give this a quick rinse. Okay. All right, here goes.
Something's blocking the camera.
Fresh orange.
Paola, can you use a blender if you don't have a juicer? Can you use a blender? Can you hear me?
No, I didn't hear you.
Okay, I said, can you use a blender if you don't have a juicer to try to get the orange juice?
You can, it wouldn't be orange juice, so to speak. I mean, you can, but it's going to be a totally different texture because the juicer is extracting the juice from the pulp. The blender is mixing the juice with the pulp. So it'll give you more volume. But you can certainly do that, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome. Okay, turning back on, one moment. So I'm just going to pause for a moment so I don't lose too much juice and pour it into my mason jar. Just a few more to go. Right. So that's a really good question. You can put just about anything that you would put in a juicer in a blender. It's just that it's going to mix instead of separate. So it's all about what you're going for. All right.
How many oranges
So
was that, Shayola?
That was 10 oranges.
Okay.
So that yielded well, let me do this first. Let me move this so I can see you and you can see me. Right. So once you separate the pulp from the juice, it'll begin to oxidize very quickly. So you can see that difference, right? So we don't want to shake it. We want to kind of like stir it. And it'll start to like infuse all the way down. So this will definitely be, if you're making it ahead of time. Well, it really doesn't matter when you make it. If it sits for any amount of time, it'll start to separate. So I say all of that to say that this yielded, I can't even see. 24 ounces. So there you go. That's your orange juice.
And that was 10
And
oranges
really,
and a
that's it.
half a lime.
Yep,
Okay.
sure was. So clearly a variation from what's on the paper, but you know, and you can adjust, but that amount really is enough for the day. So you're good to go. So I'm gonna rinse and step off camera, be right back. All right, does anyone have any questions?
I went ahead, I didn't see the instructions for the asparagus and the lime, and I added water when I was blending it. So it could be a little bit smoother, but it's okay.
Okay, and we do it again next week, so.
Okay.
No. All right, so moving right along. Oh, so with that, I'm not gonna add mine right now because I don't want it to sit. I'm gonna add it when I'm actually about to drink it, which is the spirulina and the chlorella. Whether you have it separate or you have some sort of combination, you could just put a heaping in that, and that will actually give it more substance sticking to the gut. You can do 3 plums if you have access to them, or I would say an apple and a half. The apples are definitely they're going to massage the colon. So of course the apple a day definitely keeps the doctor away.
What is that, adding it to the orange juice?
No. This is a separate thing. So this is the plums will be your solid breakfast. But let me mute. Let me see. Hold on 1 second. Okay, my apologies. You can unmute, but to answer your question, no. The orange juice and spirulina chlorella mix is your 830. Your next order of business could be your 3 plums, which is a diuretic, right? So that's going to make you urine. If you did apples, I would say an apple and a half. You may not need 2 apples. I think the apple and a half will do you. That will move the colon, so that will cause you to eliminate. And then we'll move on to the, I won't demo the liquid lunch, but basically that's your kale, your 2 stems of scallion, a knob of ginger, and your lime. So the same process. Now that's not going to yield a whole bunch. So you can always add water. You can always add more spirulina and chlorella to give it substance. And if we're keeping the pattern, there really shouldn't be a time that you're hungry, but if you feel the need to eat, first ask yourself, am I really, am I hungry? Like, do I need nourishment, or am I eating to feel a need? Excuse me. And if it's a need other than nourishment, then really think about whether or not you need it. But if you need other substance, of course, if there are no allergies, you could do raw almonds, you could do raw or black walnuts, not so much cashews or peanuts, because those will inflame. Well, all nuts, you want to definitely do that in moderation, because the nuts, they could become a comfort food, and I'm speaking from experience. So you don't want to eat too much of it, enlarge the colon, cause the inflammation, and then when it's time to do the enemas, it's uncomfortable because now your colon has to do that extra work. So I paint that very vivid picture just so that don't overdo it with any of the nuts. So now we're going to move on to the asparagus salad.
I have a question.
Which, yes.
Because I'm preparing mostly everything in the evening for the next day, as far as the asparagus and the orange juice, do they need to be refrigerated?
Yes, I would definitely refrigerate them. Mhm.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, and they're good. I would say up to 3 days, right? Anything other than 3 days, you really don't want to do. But if you did it, let's say you just had some extra left over, like, oh, I know I have up until 3 days to drink this before it's not as delicious.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank
All
you.
right. So before we get to you're welcome. Before we get to the salad, I'm just going to make the dressing first because we're going to massage the kale, okay? So I will start by getting a bowl.
Okay.
Okay, I have my hemp oil. Now, hemp oil, like coconut oil, definitely have distinctive taste. Okay. This is your freebie, which is your cocoa amino flavoring. It does have some sodium in it, so you have to use this very sparingly. Okay. But the amount of green that you'll eat will balance that out. But I'm just saying, if you have half a bottle by the end of the journey, you've had too much. So I've had some greens soaking. So I'm just going to remove what I don't need. Well, I'll take out what I'll need. This should just be a, right? Look at me, y'all. I said I was going to do the sauce first on autopilot over here. All right, Shay, slow down. All right, so we have the date cream. And dressings are really, really easy, right? So, all right, hold on. Let me go back to muting just so you can hear. Okay. All right. So what I'm doing now, you can see me, is getting ready. So first I'm going to add the oil to the bowl. So I'm gonna do about 3 tablespoons.
Can we use olive oil?
You sure can. Come through, olive oil. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Right. So yesterday I used the apple cider vinegar. And when I went to the store, I started to get more, but I said, you know what? We could do something different tonight. You can always use a lime. Lemon is okay too, but lemon happens to be a little bit more acidic. And sometimes it does something weird, at least for me with the greens. So I like to use lime because it's a little less subtle. Okay, so we have our oil. We're gonna add a little bit of our sweet and tangy. So I'm gonna do, that was about a teaspoon.
What was that? A teaspoon of what?
The cocoa aminos.
Oh, I couldn't find that. Okay.
And if you can't find the cocoa amino, it's okay. It's usually in like the aisle with the sauces.
Okay, I'll try another spoon tomorrow.
Okay, okay. So the other aspect of this is to add a little of the date cream, right? We made that yesterday. And that was about a tablespoon. Your favorite seasoning. And here again, I love this Badia complete seasoning with the cilantro. And it has a nice flavor, but very low in sodium. So I'm gonna add that, or you can add your Italian seasoning. You could just add oregano. You can just add parsley, right? And then I'm gonna squeeze in a little bit of lime. And now I'm going to mix. right?
Oh,
So here
hell.
again, we will all, yes?
Okay, on that date, I got the date soaking. And I'm gonna
Okay.
take the seed out. Then what I do after that?
You would put the dates into your blender, and then you put the
Uh-huh.
water that the dates was soaking in into the
Oh, I
blender.
forgot.
You want to make sure the water is about halfway the amount of the dates, and you just blend until it's creamy.
Oh, okay, thank you.
How long is the date cream good for?
About 2 weeks,
Okay.
maybe even longer.
It's really good too. I made it earlier.
Right? I
Yeah,
love
I wasn't
it.
expecting it to be so sweet tasting and yeah.
I was gonna say the same
So
thing, but I don't even like dates.
really, but it's such a, I don't know, it's just great. I don't know, maybe because in my subconscious mind, it reminds me of caramel. I don't know, but I love it. All right, so our sauce dressing, if you will, is good to go. So the next order of business would be to cut up our greens. So I'm not going to cut them all, but they are friends, and I know a lot of them are going to want to be together. So we're going to choose the ones that were already close. You know, they have feelings. So when we're separating them and pairing them up, we want to give thanks for sure. All right, I'm going to rinse.
Okay, what greens you got? The kale and
the kale, the asparagus, avocado, the scallions, and because I couldn't find any sprouts, I got okra. Okay, so I'm trying to get this light right, y'all. I feel like, just let me know, like, if I need to adjust.
So
All
it
right,
says
so we just
peas. Do we need to put the split peas in there?
Not the split peas. So when you go to different stores, they'll have the sprouts just in a variety of. So you can really just choose whatever sprouts you like. So the sweet peas are little, they're sprouts.
Okay.
The alfalfa are more coily sprouts. They're all types of sprouts. You can choose whatever you like because whatever you choose is going to work. Okay.
Okay.
But in this case, like I said, I chose okra because that was the next best thing in terms of a dark green. So now I'm just going to cut the kale somewhat in thin slices. You can cut it however you like. I find that when it's thinner, it's just easier to digest, but you know, my mind works so much differently than the average person.
Is that just basic kale, or is there some kind of special kale?
So this is just a basic, well, it's a curly kale. So, you know, you have the flat kale, you have curly kale, you have a dinosaur kale. Any will do.
Wow, you telling me about
is
stuff
gonna
about
be,
kale I didn't know.
oh, really? Yeah, they're definitely different kinds. The dinosaur kale is going to be a little bit more nutrient dense. The darker the green, of course, the better off we are. So I'm just gonna go through these real quick. I go straight down and then come down the middle just to, I guess, add out volume, right? And then I just come back around. You could do it a couple of times, really.
Did you add the chard with that?
You can't, yep.
Okay.
You could put all of your greens together.
Okay.
Yeah. However you decide to make your salad, even if you wanted to throw some broccoli in there, it's all good. I would just say strive to err on the side of the green, because the green is really, that's the nourishment, right? So I have some scallions, rinsing. So again, the scallion or the green onion is great. That this is serving as your antibacterial, right? So you can juice these, you can chop them. You can steep them, drink them as a tea. That's the same with the okra, all of it. Any of these, you can drink it as a tea. You can marinate it in water, all types of things. All right, so we're gonna put that in there. And then we have our asparagus. So that's that corner part that's left from earlier. I'm gonna drain the water off of it. Rinse. So I've already cut the bottoms off. So I'm gonna put all of this into the salad. Does someone have a question? Okay. So the more asparagus you eat, you consume, you will smell it in your urine. Don't be alarmed, that is okay, perfectly natural. Definitely always pay attention to the way that you feel when you take something in, right? It's also a great idea to keep a journal just to capture how you're feeling day to day, what you've taken in from day to day, and all of that jazz.
Okay.
Okay.
I got kind of
So I'm
tired
not gonna.
earlier today.
Did you feel tired?
Yeah, like I mean, I get up really early anyway, but like midday, mid-afternoon, I was a little tired.
Okay, well that's human life, especially if you get up early, you're exerting energy. So the goal is for every activity, you want to make sure you're getting something in you so that you are neutralizing that effect. Now, I had that same thing. I actually fell asleep midday myself, also getting up early. But that was, I just said, I'm just going to rest because that's what I desire to do. But definitely
I took a
listen
nap
to your
too
body.
for like 30 minutes.
Right. If your body says rest, rest, right? Or it's going to make you rest, and then you're not going to be as happy. Okay. So here again, I have some okra. I love, love, love okra. Again, this is great medicine for your womb space, for your prostate. Not only does it help to eliminate, it also nourishes. So you can eat okra raw. You can dehydrate them. You can juice them. You can do all sorts of things with them. What I'm going to do is use some of them for the salad, and then I'm just going to marinate the rest with the rest of the sauce and just eat them because they're like potato chips at that point. It could be a snack, right? So multi-purpose, right? So we're just going to cut off the tops. All right, and then we're just going to go down. Now, some people say, well, I don't like okra because of the consistency, right? So the more heat you put to it, the more what people call slime you'll have. But if you eat them raw, it's less. And if you dehydrate them, meaning anything that is 118 degrees and below. So if you have a oven, convection oven, or something that has a low setting, you can do that. That will help to draw out some of the moisture.
So put them in
Mama.
the okra. So boiling them at high temperatures can kill the good source of nutrients they can provide for the body, correct?
That's correct.
Uh-oh.
Yep. Stepping off camera. So, I mean, we're used to consuming, and you know, some people will say, well, I've heard that you're supposed to cook all of your food. Well, we don't have to add heat to everything, right? We don't have to fry everything. We don't have to bake everything. We don't have to broil everything. So some things, especially those things that are live, we know that we can consume in its raw state. Let's enjoy it as much as we can. And when it's time to cook and barbecue and broil and fry, you know, that will have its place as well. But we definitely have to become diverse in that way. Okay. So now I'm just going to add the okra. If you have sprouts of any sort, if you have any other green vegetable, feel free. If you wanted to add some color to it, you can cut up some bell peppers. Of course, we want to taste the rainbow. If you want to add onion, you can do that. When you add onion to anything, cooked or raw, it definitely it oxidizes more quickly than other things. So sometimes the smell can take over a thing. So I put onions in when I know I'm about to eat it, is basically what I'm saying. So now what I'm going to do is rinse my hands so that I can massage the salad. So one moment. And I was just thinking I'll probably make some more sauce offline. Okay, so we have our sauce. I know you probably can't see it, right? And then we're just going to add it to the salad. And then we have fun with our friends and we just massage. All the while giving thanks for being a part of your healing journey. The more you massage, it's almost like the brighter the greens become. And you can massage until they start to become glossy, if you will, a little bit more relaxed. Let's do this for a few moments. Breathing life, going back and forth within your bowl, through your hands, your arms. Reciprocating energy. Now, if you're cooking for other people, of course, if you know, wear gloves. If you feel that you want more flavor, you can always add more of the lime. You can add a little bit more of the seasoning. So I don't know if you can see, hopefully you can. Right? So again, if you wanted to add your color, peppers are good. You can add onion if you so choose. The avocado is a nice little topping to this. Or if you wanted to change up your dressing, when you say, well, I don't really want to do a vinaigrette tonight. You can do everything that we just did, add it to a blender, and then you add an avocado to that and you blend that, and it gives you, you know, more of a creamy. And you could massage the avocado into the salad. So however you choose. Again, you can use the same ingredients in different ways. The goal is to make sure that it gets into the bloodstream to do what it needs to do, to pass through, nourish you, pass through you, right? So when we are ending for the evening, some of us, the body is going to go into an assimilation. That assimilation is repair, right? So everything that we're taking in today, putting things where they need to go, nourishing them up, you know, going into a rejuvenation state. But if we're eating heavy, what's that? If we're eating heavy at night, instead of rejuvenation now, the body here again has to focus on getting through what you have just processed. So you may wake up, if that happens, feeling drained, if you will, right? Tired. And that's because we didn't give the body the time that it needed to do what it needed to do. Again, the first order of business when you do rise, taking a few deep breaths, giving the body a moment to acclimate from your fast, right? When we sleep, we're fasting. That's a time when we obviously are not eating, at least in this dimension. But when you rise, just taking a few deep breaths. A nice stretch is always a great way to go. And then begin to take in your nutrients. So this is your salad. Again, you can get as fly as you like. You can add radishes. You can add mushrooms if you like. Cucumber if you like. Anything that is no iceberg lettuce. Romaine is fine. We want to err on the side of the darker green, right? So there that is.
I
Jess,
never heard
I'm here for the
anyone.
question.
Oh,
I'm here. I'm
I-
gonna rinse my hands off. I'm gonna come right back. But
Okay.
I can hear you.
No, okay. I never heard anything about somebody being actually spiritually connected with preparing their food. So maybe
Well,
you're teaching me some different stuff. So
give thanks. Give thanks. It is what it is. We are what we eat. You know, we are what we think about, right? So we want to make sure that we are taking in things that are going to resuscitate us. You know, from's dead comes dead. If we're eating a lot of shelf foods, if we are eating a lot of dead foods, from that, you can't get life. So all of that death, so to speak, is traveling through the body, right? And it sets in as dis-ease for all of us, really. So just coming into an awareness for me, because I had terrible eating habits. Like my mother used to really pray for me because I just would eat whatever because I just loved food, but I learned very expensive lessons. So this journey has awakened me to the importance of just, you know, thank you for being a part of, you know, my journey, whatever it is, even if it is shelf food, right? But we have to we do have to be connected.
and connection as far as you were saying you're thanking the spirit of the earth, the spirit of Mother Nature for providing food.
All of it. All of it. The whole circle of life. Right?
Okay.
The
I
animals,
gotta
the
stop. I gotta
plants,
stop being philosophical about all things. I'm trying to just, get a more understanding of this, understanding from a spiritual standpoint.
Well, it's a journey, and whatever you're ready for will come to you. But just being grateful, just being in a constant space of gratitude. Like, what if the trees didn't provide oxygen? you know, just do we ever just thank you, tree? Thank you for providing shade or whatever the case may be. So it's all relative, but I'm not going to go off on that tangent. So everything that we have, you're welcome. You're welcome. I know me, I'll go way left with it. But lunch and dinner are a repeat of what, we went over today. And you can, here again, put as many greens as you like, and be connected to you, your food, and just getting into it. So I believe I just want to make sure I got through everything. So we have about 9 minutes. Does anyone have any questions, any feedback, anything I can help with? Any concerns, any thoughts?
This is so amazing. It's a blessing, Sister Ciela.
Yes, darling.
Okay, I'm doing I'm gonna cut up all the greens and mix all that together. But my some of the things I didn't have for the salad dressing, but you did say I can use olive oil. So I'm good olive oil, and I mixed the other stuff that we're supposed to put in there with the dressing. I'm gonna blend to make that dressing.
So for the dressing, you would do your oil. You would do a little bit of the cocoa amino if you have it. If you don't, no worries.
Okay.
You would do your favorite low sodium seasoning. You would do lime.
Okay.
Your date cream if you have that.
Well,
if you don't have date cream.
See, when I do the date, I got the dates and I'm peeling them. I'm getting the seed out now, and then I'm gonna blend them.
Okay.
And then I put the oil and the seasoning and the lime in that sauce. Mix it all together. Okay.
Yes. And then mix it all together.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sheila, I have a question.
You're welcome.
I have a question. The kidney liver flush in the morning, I think I overdosed. Can you go over how you take it?
Okay.
How much?
Okay. Well, it is 8 ounces of water, 1 garlic clove, or 10 to 12 drops of the kyolic, a half of lime, and a pinch of cayenne pepper if you don't have high blood pressure.
Okay. Yeah, it was just too much. When I did it that way, but it seemed like it was just too much. I couldn't drink it all. Yeah.
Too much. Okay. Like the taste was too much. The smell was too much.
No, it kind of made me nauseated because I tried to drink all of it. And it was overwhelming to me.
Okay. Well, take your time in it. Maybe reduce the amount of drops. Maybe do 5.
Okay.
And see how that feels.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I was doing it right. But
you said
everything else is awesome.
Give thanks. Give thanks. I'm happy to hear that. But here again, listening to your body, like you just said, oh, that was too much. I really didn't like that. Okay, so let's cut back a thing to see how that feels. Because here again, this is really not supposed to be an uncomfortable journey, so to speak. Some things will be uncomfortable, but we want to do what we can where we can.
Thank you.
And you said we could use cucumbers in replacement of the sprouts. Because I have the kale.
You can use whatever you have.
Okay.
That's fine.
Hey,
peace and blessings. I just want to say real quick, I'm really enjoying it, and I'm feeling, the effects of it. And I also want to mention, this is going to be recorded, right? This is recorded.
Yes, it's recorded.
Okay. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Hey, Hey, Miss Shayola. I make my own ginger root tea.
Mm,
And I cut it up. Well, I get the actual root and I cut it up, and I always boil it real slow for like 40 to 45 minutes. It used to
mm,
be a good way for me to get, you'll give me like a kick of energy. But I was like, I'm
mm-hmm.
finding myself have to put more and more and more. Is that normal for my body to get used to taking something?
Oh yes, your body definitely would get used to taking something. So maybe switching it up a bit, just not doing, that particular thing. It's almost like, sometimes you want to go on a vacation. You want to be home all the time. So if the ginger root is home, a vacation is nice. Maybe doing something like and this is totally different. This is just a recipe that came to mind. Beets, ginger, lime, carrot. That's
Okay.
another good blood cleansing juice.
Okay. Well,
But
just I
yes,
guess.
to answer your question, your body can become used to taking in the same thing, but that's anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even as
Probably just saying,
spicy
give
as
me a
it is.
little break.
It's not even as spicy as it used to be.
Your taste buds might have might have changed also,
Okay.
but yeah. Mm-hmm.
So do
Miss
you have
Shayola.
recipes
Oh,
on like making your own natural energy drinks and stuff?
The one I just gave you.
The one here. Okay. So there was beets, there was lime, and what else?
Carrots,
ginger.
beets, carrots, lime, ginger. Mm-hmm. You can put some celery in there too. Celery is going to be your diuretic. That's going to help your liver, to just pass it all. So you definitely can put a celery stick in there too.
Good to know. Thank you.
So you can do
You're
that
most
in the
welcome.
evening as well as in the morning, or is there a certain particular
You
time to do
can.
that?
I would say, you can do it any time of the day, right? I would reserve the sweeter things for earlier on in the day, giving the body an opportunity to metabolize. I wouldn't do too much sweet right before bed, if that makes sense.
Okay, got it.
Viola,
So what I'm saying is you can have it whenever you like. I wouldn't get into a habit of having the sweeter juices at night, if that makes sense. I just felt the need to say great on the sweetness, because here again, both the beets and the carrots are sweet, right? The lime is there to help to break that up. The ginger and the celery will be like that. I don't want to call it a barrier, but it will help with balancing. But you don't want to do too much sweet or heavy after the sun goes down.
Y'all don't eat Brussels sprouts, do you?
Of course, those are the bomb.
Oh, yuck.
I love Brussels sprouts.
I
Oh, they don't got
love
no
Brussels.
taste to it
too.
whatsoever. Oh.
You have to
But
season
you
it.
have to
Me
bring the
too.
taste. You have to do it. You have to do it. Even with the recipe that I just gave for the salad dressing, that's something that you can marinate your Brussels sprouts in, and it's delish. Even if you decide you wanted to add heat to it, delicious. We'll change your mind. Don't worry about it.
Thank you.
And what's kelp? I'm a day early ahead. I wanted to get it from the store tomorrow. Kelp
Okay,
was
so kelp
seasoning.
is like it's a sea vegetable, right? So that could be a salt replacement. It's a mineral that the body needs. You can probably find that, you will find it at like an Elwood or a Whole Foods. Normally, I think it comes with a blue cap, but it's a nice seasoning to use for a like a fish replacement. So like
Okay.
if you're
And where
making
would it be? Like in
raw-
the sauces aisle or
it'll be more in the seasonings aisle.
seasoning? Okay.
Try the international aisle.
Okay.
Mhm.
Please tell me what is
Okay.
your best garden burger recipe?
Probably black bean, mushroom, red pepper, onion, cilantro, parsley. Your mushroom would be your binder.
Okay, then that's
So when
what
you
will hold
say
it. That's
garden
what hold the
burger,
beans together. The mushroom.
yes, that's what will hold. The mushroom will hold it together. You'll have to mince the mushroom first, but yeah, that's what will be your binder.
It's okay. Though that's some cooking talk, preparation talk is outside my league. But okay. Well, you teaching
It
me. I
isn't.
appreciate you.
No, it just takes. Yeah. Give thanks. Likewise.
Sheila,
Does anyone else? Yes.
did you speak about the burdock root?
So the burdock root, yes, I did yesterday, but I will go over it
No, I
in
mean,
that.
what happened
Oh.
with mine? What happened with
Oh,
mine?
I did not. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Mhm.
So if your burdock root is any color other than, and mine is only this dark because I let it steep. I don't know if you can see that. If your burdock root is any color than a brown, a dark brown, if it's blue, if it's green, those colors are not it. So that's, definitely something to look out for. So I don't know what would or could have happened for the burdock to turn blue-ish green, but you don't want to consume it if that should happen. Thank you so much for sharing that because I wasn't ready. I have never had that experience. So again, if your burdock root, whether you have the root that you're boiling, peeling and boiling, or whether it's the dried form in the chips, when you steep it or when you boil it, it should not be blue or green. A rust color or a brown color are what we're looking for.
Thank you.
What are your thoughts on sea moss?
Sea moss is great. You want to strive to get as much sea moss into your system, as you can, as often as you can.
Okay, I've just not been hearing more about sea moss for like the last year or so. So it's been really trendy now. So you confirmed it. Thank you.
Yeah, you're most welcome. You're welcome.
Sheila,
Yes.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
What do you suggest? Like, if you have a doctor's appointment, or you have an appointment, and you can't eat your solid breakfast at 9:30. So what do? Do you skip that and wait till the next meal, or you try to put it in there?
You skip it. You follow whatever regimen your doctor has you on. If you can't eat, so let's say if you want to start at the 7 o'clock at whatever time you get back from the doctor, that's up to you. If you want to just pick up where you are, that's okay too. The number one goal is just to make sure you have water. Other than that, you're good to go. You just want to be hydrated. So you can pick up wherever you are, depending on the time, or you can start at 7. You just won't, I doubt that, you won't get through, you might get through one round. So you know how you would repeat dinner? You probably would just have, that one serving or that one portion of a thing instead of having it twice a day.
Thank you.
That just happened to me today because I got a late start
Did it?
because of the burdock root. Yeah, so I just had my
Mhm.
dinner meal, and that's it for me.
Okay.
I skipped the lunch.
How are you feeling? You skipped it, okay.
I was
Do you-
headachy earlier, but I feel good now.
Okay. So just remember, if you're feeling hungry at any point, just eat, just have something, whether it's a piece of fruit, whether it's a salad, whether it's some nuts, whether it's some seeds. We're sacrificing, but we're not starving ourselves, right?
I don't feel
So
hungry at
as
all.
great, that's great. As the more we travel, the stomach will begin to shrink, and you're not going to even be able to eat as much as you used to eat. Once the system becomes, regulated to the fact that it's having nourishment, it's just not taking in so much, or it's not taking in things that's causing the inflammation, so then you got to come back down type thing.
Shayola.
So here again, when we are, yes? Can you hear me? I thought I heard someone.
I'm sorry. The soup was so good. And I told Demari, I said, I wonder if you can have another bowl. How much can you eat of the soup?
You can. So the heartiest you want to go, excuse me. The heartiest you want to go is between 12 and 3. But yeah, you can have another if that's what you want to do.
Thank you.
But I'm glad that you liked it. Yay!
It was delicious.
I'm glad.
Yes, I loved it as well. And I had avocado on it. I mean, I'm just enjoying that soup.
Okay, awesome. That is awesome. I'm so happy to hear that. I gotta take pictures too. We should do something on Facebook, but I'm not gonna give myself another task. So
I did
I'll
take a
pin that.
picture of my soup, but I didn't post it. But I do have it. Took a video.
You do
of
have
it.
it.
And
Nice.
and Sister Stayola, I did a live stream after I finished my soup eating, and it was so good.
Yay! That is so awesome.
I gave
Awesome,
you a
awesome,
shout out.
awesome.
They need to look up.
That's a good idea. A live stream.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, I'm so happy that we are flowing along. I am not going. What's that?
I said I think I put too much water in my my date stuff, but I'm just gonna add the lime and the other stuff to it. Maybe it would get creamy.
Okay. Did you use all of your dates?
Yes.
Because if you didn't use all of your dates, oh, you did. Okay. Well, it's all good.
I used all
It's
of
okay.
them. You said to cover the dates I poured some more water in.
Well, you don't want to cover the whole, so you just want to do halfway. So it depends on how much, let's say 12 dates, right? Gives you, I don't even know why I gave a number, but if you have that much date in your blender, you want to have about that much water covering the date.
Oh, I
You
added
don't
some
want to
more.
fill it all the way.
Okay, I just added some more. It'd probably be okay, and just mix this other stuff with it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Well, you're not mixing the other stuff. So it's going to be, so the date cream is going to be something totally separate, right? So you're just using it as needed.
Oh, well,
So you're going to,
I put the dates and the water in there. I didn't put the oil and all the other stuff in there. I supposed
okay,
to put
great.
that in there?
Yeah, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that.
Okay.
So you would just, the date cream is just a thing, like that's something that you can use in whatever you decide to put it in. So tonight you're putting it in your salad dressings. So in a separate bowl, you'll have your oil, you'll have your seasoning, you'll have your lime, and then you'll add the date cream, and that is what you'll be using for to massage the kale, to massage the salad.
Oh, to massage the salad. Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
do I have to get rid of my brown rice?
Yeah, for this, yes, absolutely. Thereafter, I would say, yeah, brown rice doesn't really have very much nutritional value. It really does teeter on the side of a regular white rice. You don't have to get rid of it, but I wouldn't make it a staple. Another option could be a wild rice, which has some brown rice in it, or a black rice.
Oh wow, that was my survival food when I was having my challenges.
Well,
Okay,
the
thank you.
brown rice, here again, it's one of those things that will inflame, right? So
Oh, okay,
if we
okay.
want to enjoy rice, let's enjoy the ones that are easier on the digestive system. So not to get too much into deep talk, but we have to understand like why we're taking in what we're eating, right? So if let's say
Right.
I'm eating brown rice because I like it. Well, then that's your ego speaking. Because if your body is saying, well, I don't really love it, you're saying to your body, well, I do. So we're going to do what I say. So then you are pretty much at odds with your body because you made a decision that your body wasn't really checking for, because you were looking to satisfy a need for you, not your entire, body center, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So as we evolve, we'll realize that there is a difference between the ego, the shadow self, and your lower self, your higher self, excuse me. So your ego, usually we lead with that because that's the dimension that we were born into. So we have to learn how to submit to our higher self. So your higher self is now saying, I know I love the brown rice, but I also know that it's going to cause inflammation. I don't really love the wild rice, but I do want a rice. What do I do? So you have to decide which part of you is going to lead, your higher self, your ego, or your shadow.
Deep. Thank you.
I'm jumping the gun again. Cranberry juice. Are we supposed to get fresh cranberries and juice it?
You can, or you could just buy it in the glass. I would say not so much the plastic, but if it's the plastic, that's fine. And you want to strive to get cranberry juice, not cocktail juice.
Okay.
Thank you.
Jayla?
You're
Jayla,
welcome. Yeah.
This is Sananda. I'm just entering the call. Are you going to be able to send out this recording to us again?
Yep, I'm going to do it as soon as we disconnect and it tabulates. I'll send out the email because I know that when people come off of Auntie Missy's Busy's call, they're going to be looking for it.
Yes.
So yep, as soon as it's ready, I'll send it.
Good. And I wanted to ask you, those juices, they have a beet juice in glass.
Mm-hmm.
Can I use that in lieu of the actual beets?
Yeah.
Awesome. 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 Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome so much.
Leola,
Yes.
did you talk about enemas?
So you're the second person to say it. So let me go get it and we'll have that conversation real quick, okay? One moment. Okay, so hopefully you can find this in your neighborhood. I could not find it. I had to order it and it took almost 2 weeks to get here. Okay, so here again, if you can get the reusable, that's a better option than the disposable ones. But here again, we use what we have. So this comes with different options. Of course, here again, we're using it anally. You can use it vaginally if you need to, for the ladies that are on the line. Do I need to go over how to connect this? Should I do that?
Yes.
Okay.
That would be helpful.
Okay, doing it now. All right. I'm gonna move back some so you can see me. Okay, so you can use the recipe that is in your literature. If you don't have all that, no worries. You can use a little pinch of salt. If you don't want to use the salt, you can use a little bit of ginger juice. How do you do that? Just run some of your ginger through your juicer. If you don't have to do that, you could do lime. No lime, you could do ACV, right? Or you could just do some alkaline water. It is a great idea for the water to be warm, right? Hot definitely is not the move. Cold is not comfortable either. So this is your tubing, right? You're going to put this is the one that has the spouts on the bottom, right? Because this is where the water is going to come out of. So you're going to, it's new, so you want to rinse it, if you want to pray over it, whatever you decide, up to you, right? So now it's on there nice and snug. On the other end, you are going to, you could do a couple of things. I'm going to put this little piece on the other end so that I can screw it into the inside of here via the cap. I know I'm saying a lot, but I'm doing it step by step. So like so. This is just it's a connector piece. Right? So once you have your hydrotherapy mixture, you would put it into your bag. And then you would seal the bag closed. Right? Now, I don't know why I did that. Sorry, y'all. You don't necessarily need this connector. You could just put it on. Okay. So now you have your clamp. So what you have to do is you would hang your bag. So does that make sense? We remove this little clamp piece because we don't need it. So on one end, you have your nozzle. This is where the water is going to come out of. On the other end, you use the plug, which has its own little nozzle piece on it. You just connect it. You have your hook so that you can obviously hook it. And then you have your clamp, which will stop the water from running when you're not using it, right? So how will this actually look? Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to get it into the clamp. Y'all, I'm struggling, hold on. Because I don't use my clamp. See, this is why you gotta use all your pieces. Hold on. I want to try something else. Hold on one second. Because I want to put this in here like this. Probably should read the directions so I'm not struggling. But I don't necessarily use my clamp. That's not an excuse. I'm just saying. I tie mine. I'm going to read the directions, but anywho, I'll read that before we're done. So what I normally do is I just tie it to stop the water from coming. So what you would have to do is put this arm's length. So whether you decide to sit on your toilet and do it, this just has to be arm's length so that you can get it. The best position to be though is laying on first your left side, right? If you're laying on your left side, that's a good way to get all of the organs that really need to be flushed first. So here again, the same thing is you want to make sure that you are arm's length, because what's going to end up happening is Queen says that most of us probably will not be able to empty this bag in one setting, meaning you fill this bag all the way to, to its limit. You'll probably get halfway and then you'll feel that need to go to the bathroom. You get up, you rinse off, you can lubricate with what? You can use your olive oil, your hemp oil, your coconut oil, whatever you so choose. Now you can lay on the right side. By this time now, this is why being able to reach it is important. You're just pressing on the bag to give it, pressure so that the rest of the water goes out. Take your time. How do you know when you have to go to the bathroom? You'll start to feel a little bit of cramping, if you will. Don't strive to overdo it. Once you feel that cramping or that feeling that you have to release, just allow yourself to release. If you can lay in your bathroom, that is great. If you don't have space enough in your bathroom to lay, the closer you can get, the better. If it just doesn't make sense for you to lay at all, here again, you can sit on your toilet and, do the same motion. I don't know, it may fit on your shower rod, it may not. So here again, I usually tie mine, but I will figure out how to use the clamp because I'm sure it's more effective. That's why there's a clamp. If you decide to use herbs for your enema, and you can do this up to 4 or 5 times a week, right? For those, at least for the first week or the last week. You don't have to do it every day, but frequent is probably necessary for many of us. 3 colonics really gets the job done. This is a very mild version of a colonic. So here again, if you did this 4 times a week, you should be good. Does anyone, what I was gonna say was, if you use herbs, I would definitely strain them before you put it into your bag. Don't put the herbs in the bag, or I suggest that you don't put the herbs in the bag. Why? When you're rinsing, they may stick to the inside and you may not be able to get it out, or it might get stuck in the tube, just whatever. Totally up to you, but I suggest that you don't do it. It's just liquid that comes in here. So again, if you can't drink it, it should not enter your vaginal space or your rectum. So you can either drink it as a tea or you can use it for your washing. Does anyone have any questions, any thoughts, any concerns?
Shayla, I do. I have a question. I have a couple of people who, is it too late to join your meeting?
No, I don't think so.
Or can I?
You mean join the meeting tonight or join the journey?
the journey. Can I give them your number so you can give them instructions as to what to do, or give them your email? Okay.
I would say, give them the email, because that way
Okay.
I can just do what I need to do. It's not an extra step. Thank you for asking that. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Does anyone else have any questions?
Shayla, this is Sananda. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. I wanted to ask, I believe when I was reading it through, are we going to put aloe, are we going to mash the aloe, part of the aloe leaf to put into this?
You can. Yes, I would say yes. Yes to that.
So is it going to be a liquid so that when it goes into the bag, it won't like stick to the sides and all, like you were saying?
You can blend it. And you don't have to use a whole lot of aloe. A nice chunk. I don't know if you can see that.
I can see it.
So let's say you blend it with the rest of your things. Here again, I would just say when you're rinsing, just make sure you get in there real good, and you might just even want to rinse it one more good time with ACV, and then rinse it another good time with water. Hang it upside down, allow the bag to dry. Holding it won't help. So we want to just make sure that when we're done using it, that we hang it upside down for it to dry out.
Okay, and we're just mashing the gel of the aloe. We're
right. We're not
using the skin. Okay.
Correct.
All right. Thank you.
When should we start using the enema?
You said what, darling?
When should we start using it or doing the process? Like, should we already have started?
Tonight. You can start tonight. You can start tomorrow. Tonight is a good night. I wanted to give people a moment to like get into a flow, but you can start as early as you are ready. So if you know that you're good to go for the rest of the night and you can have a peaceful experience, I would say do it tonight. I'm doing mine tonight.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Yes.
On the garlic, that's part of the recipe, right? Garlic.
Or yeah, you can add garlic to it if you like. Yep.
Okay, so that would need to be
if you have it
blended. I mean, does it matter if you don't have it?
It doesn't matter if you don't have it. You can even boil it with the rest of your things and then just strain it so you don't have any extra clumps. So here again, you can blend, you can steep everything, strain it, and make sure that it's just all liquid. I'm always thinking of the cleanup. So, whichever works best for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Does anyone else have any questions, any thoughts, any concerns?
This one is being recorded too, right?
Yes, it is being recorded.
Because I was listening to you and writing this down, but I was also busy, was on her program today, so I had both my ears going at the same time. So I didn't hear everything. I didn't see the stuff you did for the enema, so I need to see that part.
Okay. Yep. As soon as we're done and it tabulates, I'll email it out to everyone. Again, if someone is interested, I would say, even if they got a good 7 days in, we can still make it happen. 21 is just a nice cycle to just, get through it. But yeah, feel free to give them my email, no problem. And if you have any questions, definitely reach out. If you have any soup left over, you can have some of that tomorrow. The goal is to just nourish. Take a break, nourish. Take a break, nourish. Eliminate. You should be eliminating too. So water, water, water. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Vitamin C it up. Tomorrow's a nice energy boosting day with all of the vitamin C that we have. So just make sure here again, you're watching your stool. We're looking for longish. It should be paper brownish color. If you're on medication, however, you know, that can vary. Again, you will have some different smells in the urine, maybe even coming out of the pores as the body begins to purge. If a cold or what seems like a cold comes on, don't panic. That is all common as the body is draining. Okay, so I don't want you to be like, oh my gosh, you know, I'm getting sick. We're never getting sick. We're always in need of detoxification, right? So whenever we feel the body draining, it's either in need of detoxification or it is detoxifying. So
With this castor oil too, I have like the cold press. It's odorless. So it says
Castor
a
oil is
fourth a cup of that. So it's got a fourth of that. 1/4 of this, right?
Yeah. And castor oil, if you have the internal one, fantastic, because that really, really gets the colon moving. Of course, if it's external, you want to use it externally. Even if you're massaging an area that has inflammation or pain, massaging the castor oil in particular will help with breaking up those masses. So here again, if it's internal, you can take it internally and also use the internal for the external. If it's external, then you just use it for the external only. You can't ingest it. But castor oil works miracles.
So you saying we can take it instead of putting it in an enema?
Yeah, either way you take it in.
Okay. Appreciate it.
You're most welcome. Anyone else?
Shayla, I wasn't aware that there was an internal castor oil. Is that available in the grocery stores? I mean, in the health food stores?
Health food stores, a lot of ethnic stores sell them. So like your Indian, Asian type of places, your Hispanic type of places, they usually have like smaller bottles, or I've also seen it along slender bottle. I know that they aren't as easy to come by, but if you luck up and find it, you know, it's a great thing to have. But if the external is what you have access to, that's all good. You can always do, here again, an olive oil, a coconut oil, a hemp oil, the same way.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Are all hearts and minds clear?
Yes.
Was someone going to say something?
I wanted to mention something again. Now, I know you said
You're fading out, sis. I can't.
Can't hear me? Can you hear me now? Hold up. Let me see if I could turn it up a little bit more. How about that? Is that better?
It's good. You just fade in and out.
Okay. What do you suggest? Just mixing everything together? Or can you take some of it internally and then take some of it?
To be most honest, sis, I didn't hear a word. I didn't hear anything you said. I just heard, what do you suggest, perhaps, but I didn't really catch it. Is it me? Can y'all hear, or is it me?
No, can't
You're
hear it either.
clear.
Okay.
Not you.
Okay. Say, do it one more time. One more time.
I was saying, can you take some of it? Maybe you know what's going on. It might be a headset thing going on. Don't, I don't want to hold up the time. I don't know what's
There,
going on.
that's perfect.
It's perfect now.
Yeah, like wherever you are, like
Just stay right here.
it's like it's going in and out.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hold up the class, but I was just saying, can you take some of it internally and some of it with the enema? Some internally and some with the emina, or no?
What are we speaking of? The internal castor oil?
And some of the other ingredients, like the golden seal. No, not the golden seal.
Oh, you can.
Can you
You can.
take?
I overstand the question.
Okay.
You can.
All right.
Mhm. Now, I would say just be home. Be prepared to be home when you do
For
that,
sure.
because you're definitely gonna feel. Yeah. But
Yeah.
yes, you can do that.
Okay.
Mhm.
Shayla,
Yes.
this is Veronica. I have not been
Hi.
here this evening, so I'm definitely going to need to use the have the recording for tonight.
Okay. Yep. I'll be sending it as soon as we wrap up. Well, once I get all this taken care of. But you'll get it definitely tonight.
I'll text you about our other business.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. Okay. I don't know if I have. I think everyone's unmuted. Hold on, but let me see. Let's see. Oh, no, that's not what I meant to do. You should be able to unmute. There's also a speaker icon in the top, I guess, left-hand corner. But you should be able to unmute. I don't have anyone muted.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yep, sure can. I don't know if it's me, but I can't hear you, love.
Can't hear me? Can you hear me now?
I heard you say that. Yes.
Okay, right. Awesome. Right knee. I'm gonna type it in the chat.
Give thanks and praises. I was really striving. I was. Okay. So while she's typing that, I just want to make sure that everyone right at the CVS has. Well, normally here where I in Richmond, I couldn't find them in either one. But
Here in
this
California
one did come
either.
from Walgreens. You may just have to order it online, sis, and hold on to it and take care of it, because I feel like it's and try Amazon.
Amazon delivers the Prime in one day.
I know that's right.
And they were the most reasonable.
Oh, awesome. That's great to hear. Great to hear.
What was that? What was that for that you said Amazon delivers in one day and they were reasonable?
The enema bag.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
The enema bags.
Oh, the enema bag. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay. So we'll see if we can try to catch what's left of Auntie Busy. And right, me too. So we definitely have to hold on to Now we know what grandmama was doing and why. But here again, if you have anything that may come up, feel free to drop me a line. And I will fill y'all on the presentation call, and I will see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm gonna wait. I'll phase out one. You're welcome. You're welcome, y'all. Thank you.
Outstanding class, love it.
Yes, thank
Oh,
you,
give
Shayola. Amazing.
Awesome.
Let's get this party started. We on a health journey. Give thanks. Give thanks. All right, y'all. I'm gonna jump on to Ciel in the short. Peace.
All right, peace and blessings.